Friends, it doesn't really matter whether I am a valuation professional for securities and financial assets, or I am a valuation professional for land and building or plant and machinery. Understanding of the financial statements, that is profit and loss, balance sheet, and the cash flow, is essential for all the three categories of valuation professionals. So, obviously, the valuation professionals from the domain of securities and financial assets will have a good understanding of the financial statements in any case, but for the valuation professionals from the domain of land and building and plant and machinery, this understanding of financial statements may not be as good as it is required. And therefore, we have planned this session on decoding financial statements. Let me tell you, friends, at the outset, if there is anything which is easiest to learn, understand, and apply in one's life, it is nothing but finance and financial statements. And why is that so? That is because finance is language of business. Everyone understands it, and everyone understands it very well. Doesn't really matter whether someone has formal education or does not have a formal education in finance. Everyone understands the finance in any case. And therefore, it is going to be my endeavor in this series of two sessions to put before every one of you the financial statements, that is balance sheet, profit and loss, and the cash flow statement, and also relationship between the balance sheet and profit and loss in very simple words before you, so that you are able to use and apply this knowledge and this understanding of the financial statements in your professional life without any difficulty and without any challenge. So, what we have planned this session in two parts, and today is the first part of this session. Now, let me share with you how do we plan to cover and go about this session. So today, which is the first part, we will be discussing significance of financial statements in valuation, purpose of a business and financial statements, income statement for financial reporting, income statement for decision making, balance sheet to understand financial strength of a business. So these five components is what we plan to cover in today's session, and in the next session, which is tentatively planned on 11th May 24, we would continue with our discussion on balance sheet. We will understand financial statement analysis, cash flow statement, how the financial statements connect with valuation. So friends, doesn't really matter whether you are doing valuation of a financial asset, or you are doing valuation of land and building, or you are doing valuation of a plant and machinery. Doesn't really matter. All the valuations definitely connect with these financial statements. So what that relationship is, that is what we will understand. And finally, on the last day, on the second day, if time permits, I would also be very happy to give you a brief rundown, a brief introduction about the Indian accounting standards, which is the new global accounting language pursued all over the globe. Now, this session we would be covering these aspects. So, please understand the profit and loss statement and balance sheet. Profit and loss statement in particular can be understood from two perspectives. Before I discuss those two perspectives, let me tell you, friends, I intend to make this session interactive. Meaning what? Meaning, in case if you have any question or any doubt at any point in time, you can unmute yourself and raise your question. It would be my endeavor to answer your question, query, doubt then and there only before moving forward. Uh, so please feel free, absolutely. Do not hesitate to interrupt me at any point in time. It will be perfectly fine with me. So, P&L can be understood, number one, from the perspective of financial reporting. That means what a company needs to report to the shareholders in the annual accounts of the company. So, P&L can be understood from that perspective. P&L can also be understood from the perspective of value creation, performance evaluation, risk management, decision making, and strategy formulation. And this is what also we will understand in this session today. In the domain of finance, there are certain terms. It is very important that anyone who has to deal with finance, he must have a good understanding of these terms. And what these terms are cost of goods sold, gross profit, SG&A, that is selling general and administrative expenses, EBITDA. And what is EBITDA? EBITDA is earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. EBITDA cost, EBIT, EBT and EI, EBT, EAT and EPS, that is earning per share. So we will also be demystifying all these terms in this session of ours today. उसके बाद में हम लोग समझेंगे how is P&L used for strategy formulation by the businesses. So please remember, profit and loss statement is not merely a document, is not merely a statement. It is much more than that. It is a very important source for a business to formulate a strategy. So how would a business use a P&L statement or income statement for the purpose of formulating a strategy for its business? That is what we will understand. Thereafter, we will look at the balance sheet. And friends, it's going to be my endeavor in this session and the next session to explain everything to you in the simplest of the words. So we will also understand the entire balance sheet, each and every line item in the balance sheet, and what is the significance of those line items. That is what we will understand. Interestingly, when it comes to the balance sheet, you pick up any balance sheet of any company anywhere in the world. You pick up balance sheet of a loss-making company, balance sheet of a profit-making company, balance sheet of an old company, new company, government company, private company, manufacturing company, service company, IT company, pharma company, Indian company, overseas company. So you pick up the balance sheet of any company anywhere in the world, you will be astonished to know that the total of the asset side and the liability side of a balance sheet is always the same. So therefore a doubt will come to your mind or in the minds of everyone. If the total of both sides of the balance sheet, that is assets and the liabilities, if it is same, then how to figure out whether this is a good balance sheet or bad balance sheet? That is what we will understand. And finally, we will also understand how the balance sheet is used by the businesses all over the world for the purpose of formulating business strategy by all the businesses all over the world. So friends, this is the plan that we have for today, and the remaining is the plan that we have for the next session. So let us start with the first session, the first part, decoding profit and loss statement for financial reporting. Now before I discuss decoding profit and loss statement for financial reporting, I could see two hands getting raised. So maybe I will give them the opportunity so they can ask any question if they had in their mind now.